Welcome to Twice the Terror. I'm Ryan.
And I am telling you that man is not real. I'm Kat.
And we are your hosts. That's right. We're your hosts of Twice the Terror. Twice the hosts, twice a month, bringing you Twice the Terror. Kat, what are we talking about today?
Well, we had done our 2024 Cryptid Bracket on Instagram.
Yes.
And the winner is the almighty lizardmen.
Yeah, I was super excited to see this. Kat put together this awesome Cryptid Bracket.
Awesome.
It was awesome. It was really
okay.
cool. It was great. And then some of the descriptions were really funny. It was all really well put together. I loved it. And if you don't follow us on Instagram, definitely follow us there for like more of this stuff because it was so good, so funny. But yeah, so it came down to who? Two-Toe Tom and Lizardmen. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Two-Toed Tom, for those of you who did not see this, Two-Toed Tom is a legendary alligator from the Georgia, Florida region. The legend says that he's lost all of his toes to traps from from fishermen trying to capture him, and I think the only two fingers he has left are both middle fingers. Like he's just like, you ain't getting me, bitches. The OG Florida man.
The winner ended up being it was lizard men, right? Like plural? Like, or was it lizard man?
Lizard men, plural, as in like Mark Zuckerberg is a lizard man.
Also referred to as the reptilian elite, basically, is kind of
Yes.
what the lizard men were. But you did most of the research for that. Why don't you give us a quick little like rundown of like who the lizard men are, basically?
Okay. So I have to cheat and use my phone just a little bit, but that's because there's some names that are kind of hard to recall. The origin of the story pretty much comes from this short story that came out from Conan the Barbarian back in the 1920s, like 1929. And it kind of went on from there where the lore was that these are people from Atlantis or Lemuria, these like ancient societies and ancient civilizations that are said to have disappeared to the annals of time and such. It kind of grew from there and became more popular when, like H.P. Lovecraft had a lizard men story. But then in the 1940s, American occultist Morris Doreal, but he also went by the name Claude Doggins.
Claude Doggins is a way better name.
Maurice Doreal, also known as Claude Doggins.
Sup, I'm Claude Doggins.
He described this is from Wikipedia, full disclosure, I am not a scholar here. I'm not going on Google Scholar to write to you about lizard men, all right?
So for all we know, somebody went in and was like, yeah, his name was Claude Doggins, and nobody bothered changing it. So, but forever, we will call him Claude Doggins.
As I've said before on this podcast, and I will stick to it, who would lie on the internet?
It's just full of truth, the internet. That's
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So he described this serpent race with bodies like man, but heads like a great snake, and an ability to take a human form. These creatures also appeared in Doreal's poem, The Emerald Tablets, which are fairly well known. Things got a little squiffy as time goes on. We get into 1999, like we're getting towards the new millennium, Y2K. People are coming up with all kinds of crazy theories and ideas. And there's this guy named David Icke, or David Icke, but I think it's Icke. Either way, he's jackass. If you Google him, it just says Holocaust denier and conspiracy theorist. Like it is not forgiving at all for this asshole, and I don't think he deserves it at all. He talks about the shape-shifting, blood-drinking, subterranean species of aliens that come from the Alpha Draconis star system. So they're aliens, and they.
I see. Okay.
When you're rubbing your eyes, you're like, oh god.
It begins.
Yeah. He talks about this like subterranean species of lizard people, because we know lizards love living underground where it's nice and cold.
Of course.
And he says that such famous reptilians in this conspiracy are the Rothschilds, which, not surprised, everyone seems to everyone, it's like anything, it's the fucking Rothschilds.
Mhm.
The Bush family and the British royal family. And we have also heard such acclaimed journalists as one man from InfoWars, whom I will not name specifically. He has claimed that Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama are lizard people, and that he said all kinds of wild shit on his show, but he said all kinds of stuff like you can see photos of their second eyelid blinking sideways.
Yeah, it's just all. So let's simplify. Let's track this really quick. We go from sci-fi stories, and horror stories,
Yes.
to somebody claiming that there was like a race of like lizard snake men, correct? Like with snake heads, almost like if you ever played Dark Souls, there's like dudes running around with giant snake heads in Sen's Fortress, like that, you know.
Yeah, it starts like comic books, goes into like literature. This guy combines literature and occultism, where he like combines his belief in the occult with this made up creature, and then
we get to nut jobs.
then we get to David. And that's where we found David.
You know, then we get to, and I can't don't want to like step on anyone's reptilian toes or anything, but I mean the leap in logic here is so absolutely absurd that, and especially if you trace it back, it's like you start as a story, and I mean, I guess it's how a lot of myths are created, right? You start as a story, and then it becomes like, to some people, it becomes more and more like reality until some people believe it is truly reality. But Kat, what do you think? But what do you think the chances of this actually being a thing are?
Oh, okay. Okay. Like, you're repeating what? I'm just okay.
Yeah.
So, as one man, who I will call Jalix Owns, I can trust that man as far as I can throw him. I've seen him chug Jack Daniels while weightlifting. Like, he is not someone in his right mind. This
Not
man
stable.
he does not limber up before making Olympic leaps. Okay. Olympic leaps in thought. Every thought this man has ever had, he's like, yes, absolutely. Fucking stellar. You've done it again, Jalix. This one needs to be spoken into the ether. There is no editor in that head.
Because here's the thing. Like, if somebody says our government has contacted aliens, I go, maybe. I don't know. I'm not in the government. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine probably not, because some people in the government can't keep their mouths shut. But
I feel like the government would sooner admit to communicating with aliens than any of the other shit that they do.
Right. And then, if somebody goes, hey, there's a secret organization that actually runs the country, I go, what's your proof? Show your work, like in math class,
Yeah, but we're not a good secret keeping country.
Yeah. But then you go even one step further to, not only is there a secret group that runs the country, there are a secret group of reptilian people who wear humanoid disguises, and they are the ones who are in charge of anything. To what end exactly?
Wait, what do the lizard people want?
Yeah,
like the blood? Is that what they want? Is they
Dairy
want
Queen?
our blood?
I mean, unless the reptilians built Dairy Queen.
Okay, so do you ever hear about Margaret Thatcher being the inventor of soft serve?
No, what?
Okay, so Margaret Thatcher, England's most favorite, one of England's prime ministers, just one of them. She is apparently one of the co-owners of the patent for soft serve ice cream. So, okay, now hear me out, all right? All right, hear me out.
Okay.
The lizard people came to Earth to spread the good word of Dairy Queen, right? Okay, they didn't come to take anything, they came to give.
So we're under. So
See, I'm
not
just
only
spitballing.
are we under. By the way, if anybody's made it this far into this episode, we don't. Huge disclaimer: we do not endorse this. We're totally playing devil's advocate and having fun with it. It's fun to talk about. No, I don't think there's a secret organization of reptilian
No.
people. No, I do not. Okay, I'm saying that, but we're still gonna have fun with the idea because we are a paranormal, horror, sci, whatever you want
We
to call
like
us.
to do what ifs, you
Yeah.
know? It's
Yeah.
like, what if Bigfoot was real and he did try to eat your ass? Like, we're asking the hard questions. Did you see that shirt?
You told me about it. I haven't seen it.
It's like a headline from the New York Post. Bigfoot is real and he tried to eat my ass. I would never let Bigfoot eat my ass. Mothman, probably. I don't think he's got a mouth.
I don't know, man. Mothman might be a little terrifying for that. There's no sexy cryptids.
How
right?
did we get here? Oh, it's my fault because I was fucking talking about Bigfoot. I think I think I don't know why these words are gonna leave my mouth, particularly why I'm gonna allow them to be recorded and distributed on the internet. But I feel like if any of the cryptids were going to be a gentle lover, it's going to be Mothman. He just seems soft, and he does give you warning.
That's fair.
You
That's
know?
fair. I mean, I guess he ultimately isn't. He's a harbinger of doom, but he's not like malicious. He's not
Yeah.
out to and he's not like some like crazy weird creature or wild animal or something
Yeah.
like
It's
that.
not like Chupacabra where he's just gonna be down there going,
What about Jersey Devil? He often is depicted wearing a top hat. He must be a gentleman, right? That's.
I think he's an incel. If you ask me. We got a fedora. Fuck it.
Milady. His Instagram image of the Jersey Devil. He's got a button-up vest with like a t-shirt underneath it and a fedora, and it just says Jersey Devil, single and ready to mingle.
This is one of those. This is one of those moments where I wish we had fans who would make us fan art because I really want this. Like a button-down vest where but he's got like the glamour shot.
Yeah.
The fist under the chin. Lasers and lasers behind him too, because while you you were hanging out with women, I was studying the blade.
So getting back to the topic on hand, how did we get? We were talking about Bigfoot. We went from. How did we get to Bigfoot?
Yeah, we were. I mean,
the chances of it being real. I don't think there's any world until I see like Mark Zuckerberg go like surprise, motherfucker, and like pull off his face. Like I don't think there's any world where I'm like, yeah, that person's a reptile. They're never pointing to people, with the exception of Mark Zuckerberg, who is off to say the least. They're never pointing to people who are like weird, right? It's always like the weirdos pointing to people who are like fairly normal, even if you don't agree with their politics.
Yeah.
Like they're always, if they're politicians, it's like they're like the fairly normal people, and they're always all the like weirdo, conspiracy theory tinfoil hat like guys are always the ones
chugging like green juice that they buy off like what is that, Plex or something like that. There's always some MLM that they're part of, and they're like chowing down on their supplements of testosterone.
Yep.
God, what a stage in a man's life when he like reaches that point where he's like, I need to start taking testosterone supplements. Like
He's got Joe Rogan on in his headphones. He's drinking his weird drink, his green goop, and he's just like reptiles everywhere.
You ever done DMT? You know, yeah. That's how we know you see lizardmen. You've done DMT, dude. You nuked your frontal lobe. Like,
so okay. So if anybody, here's another fun thought experiment. If any celebrity out there, let's exclude Mark Zuckerberg because we've already established that, but except for Mark Zuckerberg, who do you think would be a lizard person?
that is a fantastic question. I might have to marinate on that one for a minute.
Okay.
Like, who is the most likely to be a lizard person? Donatella Versace.
Interesting. Why?
Her skin does not fit. So go ahead and start there. The angles of her body are not human. Like, she has a very small chin and very wide cheekbones, which just gives me like snakehead vibes. She does not know how to read a room. And I know that a lot of wealthy people can't do this. There's just something that happens to you when you hit a certain tax bracket where you don't know how to function in society anymore. But someone had posted, I think it was Bella Hadid. Bella Hadid is she's a model, but her family, I believe they're Palestinian, and she had posted about the conflict and ceasefire against Palestine and called for a ceasefire. Donatella Versace comments on this Instagram post with just her name in all caps with a purple heart. Like, Donatella Versace comments, Donatella Versace with a purple heart. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Also, another disclaimer. If anybody out there, we are
totally
not actually
joking.
saying anybody out here we're just joking. It's more like if we had to pick somebody who would exhibit the fictional qualities of a lizard person, who would it be?
Yes.
These people, please don't. This is not real. It's totally parodied.
We have 35 listeners, and one of them is Donatella Versace, and I'm putting that. It's on the internet now, and it's true.
Put it out into the ether. Put it out into the ether.
I watched her interviews with Vogue and stuff, and like she's a normal person. I promise, she's not a lizard person. But her skin does not fit.
See, I go the opposite way. I think someone like Tom Cruise would be a lizard person.
That's good.
Because he's so like, he tries to like give the persona that he's like super friendly and like, cares about what he does. He's always like, but he's too friendly. He's at that point where it's like, what do you want? You're not just being friendly because you're friendly. It's like you want, like, he is a guy that will, like, other celebrities have gone on record that, like, I saw recently that Dakota Fanning, I think, said that he still sends her a birthday present every year. He sends a cake to Tom Hanks every year. Like, why?
Who just sends a cake?
Yeah, it's just like, what are those things where you're like, what?
Do you think he's not going to get his own cake? But now Tom Hanks probably can't get a birthday cake because he's like, oh, Tom's going to send me one. And I can have all these cakes.
I don't even think it's for his birthday. I think it's for around Christmas, if I remember correctly. He sends him a cake every year. Apparently, Tom Hanks, I saw this on an interview, him and his family call it the Tom Cruise cake. They call it apparently it's become one word, where it's the Tom Cook cake. And that's what they, because it's Tom Hanks. I mean, I
love it.
Tom Hanks seems like an actually like fairly nice guy. I can't say he's a celebrity. We don't know him.
Right.
But Tom Cruise seems like that, like, too nice. Like he really wants to get on the good side.
He has like this look in his eyes where it's manic. It's not like he's not actually happy. It's like terrifying. If you cover, when he's smiling and you cover the bottom half of his face, like the top half is just rage. I don't know what that emotion is coming out of him, but it's not joy. It's
like in reptile elite school, they like
reptile dysfunction. What?
Yeah. Consult your doctor if you have.
In reptile elite school, I'm picturing Hogwarts, and it's
in the reptilian elite school, it's like they have a class that's like human emotion, and they have to learn, and like they have their own individual mirrors where they like practice smiling in it and stuff. And it's like, have you ever if you ever gotten too obsessed with like how your smile looks in photos, like that, like I hate that, because it's like if I'm naturally smiling, it's fine, but I hate posing for photos because I hate how my smile looks when I'm putting on a smile. And it's like that times 1,000 is what they must train them on. Is like,
Yeah.
this is what a human smile looks like, but your reptilian face will not exaggerate in the same way. So you must overemphasize, you know. Then they put on the human masks, and it's like you've really got to. It's almost like acting through a mask, where they have to like like act because they've got like makeup on. It's so that's why it makes me think of somebody like Tom Cruise.
No, that's a great point. That's you've really thought about this. Ryan, are you a lizard?
See, I always assumed that the lizard people, but maybe I'm confusing them with the mole men. I didn't realize that they came from space. I thought they were like underground, like a race of people that live within the earth and then came out from under to become the reptilian elite.
First, they were part of this, like, first they were from these ancient worlds like Lemuria and Atlantis, and then it just quickly turned into like I think once we went to space and people were like, well, this just expanded the whole realm of batshit theories we can come up with. That's when they were like, nah, space.
That makes sense.
I think it's odd that people chose lizards as an animal that wants world domination. 100% that would be cats. I think cat people are running the government.
I think it's because of the coldness of reptiles. Like, reptiles don't. Here's the thing: animals don't show emotion in the way people. They do show emotions, but they don't show emotion in the way that like humans associate it with. Like when you see a dog and it looks like a dog smiling, the dog's not actually smiling. That's us attributing our human brains to be like, I associate that with a smile, so therefore the dog is happy. But the dog does show signs of like being happy. Reptiles, they don't show jack shit, man. Like, I always hate when people are like, look, my snake is so cuddly. I'm like, no, the fuck it's not. That thing would eat you if it had the chance. There's no vibe on a reptile, except for maybe the chameleon, who's just like me as a reptile at all times, just constantly nervous. That is the only reptile I get an emotion from. Everyone else, like, I've been to Gatorland in Florida. Like, I don't. Oh, do you not know about this? Gator
I thought
World? I think
Florida
it's Gatorland.
was Gatorland. What the fuck are you talking
There's a theme park, I put that in quotes, that my friends took us to when we went to Florida for Disney the first time, and it's called Gatorland. And it's essentially this place where they have built it, and it is just hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of different alligators.
Oh, God.
And crocodiles and all that shit. It's fucking terrifying.
Oh, and caimans? Do they have caimans?
I don't remember if they had caimans, honestly. But what I can tell you is they had a zip line that went over a patch of alligators, and I went, no fucking way.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And that is a creature, that is just a dinosaur. Those things are terrifying. And I know people that live in Florida is like, yeah, they're the gators, and some people find them cool. No, gators are fucking terrifying. They are horrific, and they have no emotion, and they will eat you if they get a chance. That is all they are. They're killing, eating machines, and that is it.
I think you just described half of Wall Street. So you know what? Maybe lizard people. I'm starting to get on board with this lizard people shit.
There's a reason that they named the character Gordon Gekko in Wall Street. It was a
That's
sign,
funny.
a secret sign.
That's funny. Oh, God.
Here's the thing, folks. We love talking about all kinds of weird shit. From the stuff we believe in, to the stuff we are curious about, to the stuff we absolutely do not think is real. But it's all fun to talk about. Don't just blindly trust anything. You know, always kind of do your own research. But it's still fun to talk about. It's fun to talk about this crazy bullshit, because that's kind of what we do. We enjoy talking about weird shit.
All I can ask is that if you yourself are a lizard person, please email us so we can get to the bottom of this as soon as possible.
Let us know. Why lizard?
Why lizard?
This has been a discussion. Whether it was a good one or not, words. Words were said. If you ever want us to tackle the reptilian elite again, let us know. Why, I don't know why you would after this conversation.
I think they're gonna want more of this. And actually, I think what we're gonna have is the next competition is who's the most fuckable cryptid. Unfortunately. Oh
Well,
god.
follow us on Instagram for that, because Kat will
Yeah.
be creating the Tinder
Apparently.
profiles of all the cryptids.
Oh god.
On that note, I guess, Kat, do you want to close us out?
On behalf of all lizard people, make sure you go out and vote this primary as well as in the general election to see what you can do to do your part to protect us from the reptilian elite.
And on that note, until next time, everybody.
Bye.